Before starting your project, calculate the quantities of material you will need. Beyond stone panels are designed to fit in corners as well as on flat surfaces, so you won't require any special material for corners. To correctly estimate the number of panels required, calculate the surface area of the wall you are going to cover minus the doors and windows. Simply multiply the length of the wall by the height. This gives a total area in square feet. Now divide by 2 to determine the number of beyond stone architectural panels you will need. To allow for possible waste and occasional cuts during installation, we recommend adding 3% to your order. For example, if your wall is 16 feet long and 8 feet high, the total area is 128 feet. Divide by 2 gives 64. This is the number of beyond stone panels required. To allow for an additional 3%, add 2 more panels, bringing the total to 66. To calculate the number of starter strips required, measure the length of the wall you are covering in feet and divide by 4. This gives you the number of starter strips you need, since each strip is 48 inches long. For example, if your wall is 16 feet long, you will need just 4 starter strips. Once again, we recommend ordering extra strips to cover possible waste during installation. The length of screw you should use depends on the type of wall you're covering with beyond stone panels. Refer to the table for the appropriate length of screw. Whatever length you choose, be sure to use stainless steel screws as described in the table. For a standard frame wall covered with half-inch plywood, for example, use 1-inch screws. Install 2 screws in each panel. For a standard framed wall covered with 7/16 of an inch OSB, use 3 1-inch screws per panel. For a standard framed wall covered with flexible siding such as gypsum, insulation, or bitumen board, use screws that penetrate at least 1 1/4 inches into the framing. You will need at least 1 screw in each panel. For a standard frame wall covered with half-inch plywood and 1.5 to 2-inch rigid insulation, use 3-inch screws. Fasten each panel with 2 screws. For a standard frame wall covered with 7/16 of an inch OSB and 1.5 to 2-inch rigid insulation, select 3-inch screws and use 3 per panel. For a wall built of metal, wood, concrete, or other material and covered with a metal sheeting, fasten each panel with 2 1-inch screws. For a pre-drilled concrete wall, use 2 1.5-inch screws per panel. Before you install your beyond stone architectural panels, we recommend ensuring that the plywood or OSB is properly attached to the framing with the appropriate screws. Once you have calculated all the material you need, you're ready to place your order. Beyond stone architectural panels, starter strips, windowsill caps, transition sill caps for partial walls, stainless steel screws, tubes of sealant, a 10-ounce tube of PL premium adhesive,